Hello. Happy hump day, darling. What y'all doing? It's a beautiful day in Ram neighborhood. A beautiful day for Ram neighbors. Won't you be mine? Would you be mine? Will you be my neighbor? Hello, darling. This is LaShawn Spivey Angeletti, the Dream Cultivator, and I am here with the Ram Minute to kick off January of 2021. Are you excited? Are you excited? I'm so excited to be here. Listen, we have made it to a whole new year, new season, new stuff. If you didn't have something that you wanted, you should want something now, honey, because we sure survived that 2020 clear vision year. Now, a lot of people are saying, listen, LaShawn, I got the same problems I had yesterday, but perspective is everything. Listen, if you don't look at it like it's positive, it's not going to be positive. Hello, darling. Thank you for joining me. So this is my last week that I can enjoy my my holiday festivities. And, you know, MLK is coming, so we got to suck it up and let it go. Christmas is over. But I am here, excited to be here with the Ram Minute for you from Miss Spivey, and I have a lesson. Hey, boo, I see you. I am excited about the lesson today because today is a special day for me in history. Today is my dad's birthday. Now, my dad has been deceased for 22 years now, but it doesn't change the fact that on January 13th, something hits me every time. And it's like, man, the countdown is, it's almost like I could feel him. But I want to talk to you all, and I dedicate this to the wonderful things he has instilled in me, the him that lives amongst my siblings and myself and even my mom. I'm going to dedicate this to them today because this is impactful on my life. And I know how valuable your children's lives are to you. And technically, as adults, we're just big kids. Y'all do know that, right? So today's message is, let's hear it from the boys, okay? And I call this the power of positive male energy in your child's brand. Yes, in your child's brand. The power of positive energy in your child's brand. Did you know that even in your company, there is energy that is male and female, positive and negative? And not saying male or female is positive or negative, but I'm saying the atmosphere is all encompassing. It's all encompassing of everything. The essence of life itself is still in business. It's in the business of being you. It's in the business of your young muggle being themselves. So, LaShawn, oh, Dream Cultivator, how in the world does male energy have anything to do with my baby's company? Well, darling, how your child feels about themselves will inevitably come out in their brand. They produce what they are, right? Don't we? If you mad and fussing, guess what? Everything you do today gonna be mad and fussing style. So the things that are positive inside of your child, it comes out of them. Hey, lady, I see you. Come on in the room. It comes out of them. So I'm encouraging you all. This tip, today's nugget for the Ram Minute, is all about the male energy that your child's brand has. And if you don't have it, I want you to look around and see what it looks like. And the reason why I say that is because it's either there intentionally or it's not. All right. So we have to be very careful about how we allow energy to be in and out of. Now, a lot of times I know here in this beautiful group, a lot of mommies and daddies are talking, some grandmas and aunties. But a lot of times we hear a lot more when it comes down to the labor and the task of activities on a daily basis from the mamas. It just is what it is. When it's the nooks and crannies of the kids, it's usually the mama we hear. Wait, what happened? What you say about my baby? We know that. That's what the mama's jobs are. The men, they kind of sit back. They be like, yeah, what she say? What you need? All right, I got you. But sometimes we have households who maybe they don't have a dad in the house for whatever reason. Maybe somebody passed. Maybe there was a separation. Maybe there was a breakup. Maybe that the baby was adopted. You know, whatever it is, their male energy may be different because there may lack that male figure in the home. Even if they are or are not. You know, we still have them. There's uncles, there's cousins, there's granddaddies. We have men everywhere. In order to produce life, men are here, right? As well as us, human beings. So what does that have to do with your child's brand, your child's business? Well, watch this. When your children have an opportunity to spend some time, to hear collective ideas, to go back and forth with positive males in their lives, The blessing is if it's dad at home, that's wonderful. But some people, children, we are in a time where our kids, even though we are most of us are cyber learning, doesn't mean that they're not exposed to what some of the nasty things other children are saying. And so some children feel like, well, listen, my dad is not at home, or my dad is not, not living, whatever it is. So they feel like they don't get a seat at the table when it comes down to male interaction and male influence in their life. That's our job, to make sure that they have it. And I want you to understand how pivotal it is to have it and why it makes a difference in your young mogul's brand, okay? When children, statistically, it says developmentally, when we have positive and negative things around us, we have access to pick up whatever we want. When we have positive role models around us, we have access to pick up what we want, right? So we have positive women around us pouring and loving on us. We know there's some things that we come with innately. The ability to carry a child puts you in a different mindset. Now, I know some women are a little bit tougher around the edges than not. However, we are, as women, are designed to tap in and understand some things at an emotional level that some men have been conditioned not to have, right? Well, guess what? There are a lot of areas that men have been conditioned in their lives, in the world around them, to understand that we don't understand. And our children need to be balanced on both ends. So we need to make sure that their brand is being balanced, because they do have active men in their life who are giving them not only advice or encouragement, but how about just a silent ear? Somebody they can go to and say, man, my mama keep trying to make me sell this and this and that. Oh my goodness, I don't want to do that. I just want to play football today. Why is she on my head, uncle? And he go, I don't know, nephew. Tell me about it. What she say? What's she doing? Oh my goodness, she signed me up for another speaking event. She did this and this and this and that. Why wouldn't your child have a safe space to be able to have that male energy to understand, especially for your boys? Our girls need it too, because there's a duality when it comes down to the positive that men bring to the table when it comes down to voting in our boys' and our girls' lives. I'm not challenging anybody and saying you don't have this, but I need you to make sure that you're very key, and it ain't just for Father's Day, all right? That they understand that the value of having positive men in their life, teaching them how to cultivate not only their dream, but their love language, to be able to speak how they feel, to be comfortable with their ideas, to feel confident in their skin. Okay, we need to make sure that we encourage our men, even those who are extremely active. Hey, boo, she got an active man at the house. Watch this. Even those who are extremely active, and we love them for doing that. Sometimes, ladies, we need to make sure we tell that man, listen, I appreciate how you pour into our babies. I appreciate how you pour into your nephews and nieces. They may not even be babies in your house. We need to encourage our men to extend themselves to be a witness for other children elsewhere. That they come and they show up in their greatness, and they be an example, a role model to show other young boys and girls that this is what manhood looks like. Yes, he has feelings. Yes, he's confident. Yes, he's comfortable with himself and his skin. Yes, he is timid when he needs to be, and he is afraid, but he don't have no problem tying up his shoe straps and getting back out there and hustling and bustling to get it done. That's what a man looks like. A man don't just look like he got an S on his chest with a cape. That's television. So your child having access to positive men in their life will instill a level of confidence that says something different. Ladies, don't think just your boys need this, because guess what? While you nurturing that son and excited about keeping him protected and all of these other things we worried about in the street, and daddy is worried about molding him into a man and all of that, this young lady at your house, you got a daughter, or somebody else's daughter gonna be looking at your son one day. She's being molded and watching how men are behaving too. She's understanding that's a likable man. That's a man who means that he pours into his children. Does that mean love? Does it not? What if she doesn't have that role model? What if the access she has says that men cuss you out and you're supposed to do what they say because you belong to them, your property? No, you cannot. Hey, lady, we cannot do that. And sometimes we forget, because we're in a place where we intentionally put in extra time and extra jewels and information into our children because they are gifted and we see it, and we are intentionally making sure that we cultivate their dream. We forget sometimes that there are other areas that they need nourishing in. They need some nourishment. It's like food, y'all. As much as you love to pour love on your babies, guess what? They need some positive male energy too. It ain't always us that can fix it. Sometimes they need to be somewhere in a man's space where they can just say, Dad, these drawers mama got me, I hate them. Uncle, I don't know why my mama did this to me. I don't like this. Or A safe space for a young girl could say, listen, I like this brand and I'm working on my company, this and this and that. But I like it because I remember when my friend, when she was doing this and she started her own company, then all the boys liked her. Uh-oh. Isn't that a space and time to talk to your young girl about validation? Some of our children, as much as their brands are beautiful, some of them are still seeking validation. They're children. They're seeking understanding, like-mindedness. Most of them in their immediate circles, they don't have kids like them. What are we doing to pour positivity into that energy? And like I said, there is male and female energy, and we need both simultaneously for us to be able to develop into the whole beautiful vessel that we were intended to be. So I'm encouraging you. And let me tell you what else it does. Studies show that children develop more neurons clicking off and moving when they have positive energy from both sides. Well, why do you say that, LaShawn? Let me show you why. Test scores are higher amongst children who have men access. What does that mean? Now, I ain't talking about just any old man, because you already know I'm not asking you not to be safe. No. And that don't mean that it's the women who not scary in these streets too. What I'm saying is this: when you intentionally make sure that you allow minutes for intentional quality time with male role models, uncle, daddy, cousin, grandpa, brother, whoever it is, and they know that their job is about pouring this greatness and being an example, then what happens to our children is they test higher. They feel more confident about themselves. They feel more positive about their attributes, their personal attributes, stuff about them that they didn't get to choose on their life. Your child didn't get to choose how tall he gonna be. No, your daughter didn't get to choose if she got a big booty or a flat booty. Sorry. So guess what? She may be going through that. She might be 14 feeling some kind of way. She might be frustrated because she got a new BRA and everybody noticed it and she hates it. Right? What do? We make sure that they have power. Of course, as women, we pouring on them already. You can do this, baby. Nothing wrong with you. You beautiful. You're handsome. What about the men in their life saying, you know what? I noticed you were uncomfortable with how that feels. I noticed you were uncomfortable about stepping to the front. Tell me, how do you feel when you speak? I know we've been asking you to speak lately because your brand is kicking up. How do you feel? What's going on the inside? We need to be able to pass the torch to our beautiful men, y'all. And whoever they are, your son speaking to his little sister, his little brother, whoever they are, you know that they're positive role models. Allow them a space to cultivate the dream in the child, in the mogul that is in your family, because as a team is where we soar. And we need their energy. We need that male energy. Even when men have a hard time, and you know, sometimes when they get a little testosterone-ish, right? When they come and they tell you, babe, I'm sorry. Why don't y'all have family discussions where the man get to come and tell the child, you know what? Me and mommy had an argument in front of you, and that wasn't who I am. You a young prince, and I'm supposed to be the example of a king. So let me show you how this goes. I can say I'm sorry. I can show that I don't have too much pride for this. I can show you that not only is it good to be dreaming, but I can live with my heart out, and I'm not afraid. And I know that not everybody is feeling in that space, but I need you to be mindful because we are cultivating the dream in our child. It's beautiful to have our companies moving and flourishing, absolutely. But if we are not developing every single part of the child, we lose a wholeness of an adult that we had an opportunity to pour into. And sometimes you got to look in the mirror because it may be a part of your wholeness that feels like it's not suffice. It doesn't feel comfortable. You're uncomfortable. Maybe ask yourself, why am I uncomfortable? Why don't I want anybody else to talk to my baby but me? That could be something that you're going through. It could be something you've been through. And so now it's brought up fear and anxiety. But then your child misses out on something. So I encourage you, if you haven't had any positive male role models in your life, I encourage you to find some gentlemen that you know that you honor and respect and admire, and they're positive so that you can be poured back into, and then you can allow your children to be poured back into. Not only does it bring about positive grades, guess what? Your child is a representation of their brand, correct? We already know that, y'all. People buy from those that they like, know, and trust. Well, what happens when your child grows out of the stage of being cute little ponytail boo? What happens after he does this brand new fade and a suit, and people looking at him like a man? Have you poured enough into them for them to be comfortable in their skin, for them to be living out their dreams, knocking on doors even when the world is saying no, and being okay with that? and being comfortable about chasing their passion and their dream and doing it as a young man, as a young lady, with all of their energy intact and not feeling as though if somebody don't let me in, then I'm not worthy. No, 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 no. But the way we do that is we allow them to have that positive opposite intentionally. Because mommy, we can do a lot. But if you can build a village to support your mogul's dream, honey, the world is their oyster, right? For real. It becomes nothing. I think one of the greatest thing I ever did when the world was telling my daughter no was to let her get on a plane and tour a chunk of the world, 9 countries. She was 15. She have no desire to stay on the floor now, y'all. And I was blessed to do it with positive role models. Some of y'all might be out there and you may say, well, Miss Spivey, you are in a 2-parent home. But let me tell you my truth. This is new to my world. I raised Nyla Davis, the 23-year-old, as a single mom. Yes, and her dad is an amazing human being, but we didn't see things all the time on the same page, nor did we agree on everything. So even in areas where there was not agreement, because he was not comfortable with her being a young CEO. Oh, listen, everybody ain't on your team. So what do? I couldn't force him, and I'm not knocking him as a human being or even as a father, but he was afraid. So I can't force him to give her what I needed her to get. So God bless me. I got a little brother that's a grown man who poured on her, that supported her, that was at every event. He slang cupcakes. He was at everything. He was our muscle. He would load the truck, unload the truck. Her uncle was her muscle. What do you need, niece? I got you. I'm going to support your dream. And I made sure when I allowed myself to be dating again and interviewing somebody, how I got there, he couldn't have came on the scene if he didn't understand the value of, as a man, understanding what it meant to pour into children and to empower them from his position as a man. I ain't asking you to be me. I got this covered. I need you to be comfortable being you, but being you in a way that you can deliver your wholeness with integrity and with a desire to see the child flourish. That's what we need. When we come to the table with that level of like-mindedness, we get these results that the research says happens, all right? So not only do we get better grades, all right? You get a better brand because now the child is confident about who they are. They're confident about what they offer to the table, what they take to the marketplace. They like, it's competition out here, but so what? Nobody do me like me. You know how I know? My mama say so, my uncle say so, my daddy say so. I got me. I say so. That's what we want. If not, our children leave from home and they go into college or adulthood feeling like they need somebody to validate them. You need to teach them that self-soothing comes from within. And you know how we teach that? We articulate it and we model it. They have to see us doing it actively. This is much bigger. When we're talking about our brands, y'all, your baby is not just a mogul from the outside of what they offer to the marketplace. They are a mogul from within because in their soul, they can do it. They are an entrepreneur. They desire to see what they bring to the table, create more. They desire to change the world the way people see it. That is beyond just having a dream and a vision. That is life altering. So, another thing, more like-minded and achieving higher goals. I told you that. It also gives them the outlet, a safe space to be able to speak their opinion, all right? And sometimes, listen, they won't bring you everything because you're the estrogen in the house and they don't want to see you fussing or crying. So why not have somebody that they know they got a special handshake with that they can say just about anything crazy to? And that gentleman will be comfortable with it, laugh, hee-hee-ha with them, and be like, hey, man, all right, so listen, I know what your mama said, but you got to be able to do what she said. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, whatever the swag is that the uncle or daddy or cousin got in your world, let them bring that to the table. Let them know how valuable it is. Of course, you want to make sure it's a safe space, but we are cultivating the dreams. They cannot stop with just the current stand. You need to have a foresight. You need to be able to see way into the future for your child. What do you look like at 50? What is the torch you're passing down for the next 3 generations behind you, my baby, my mogul? That's what I need to cultivate into, not just my current stance on how I see the world today and your product and your brand. I need to cultivate everything within you so that as you move forward, you feel confident and you pass the torch of confidence, of self-desire, of self-efficacy, feeling confident about who they are and where they stand in the world, where they have a desire and a passion to learn more, where they don't feel that their integrity has to be bending or molded by somebody else's interpretation of them. That comes from us allowing ourselves to be vulnerable enough to put these men in place so that they are powerful. So, y'all know on this platform, we have the wonderful Miss Tamara Zantel. But if you have not seen Mr. James Cunningham, you've been shortchanging yourself. Because Zandra Daddy come to the table ready to serve. And it's amazing. And her brothers are there and they tag team and they help and they pour into her and they model and they mold. And that's what you need. And I know I use that family as an example. That's not to discredit any other family because I'm sure every single one of you have that. But I want you to step back and look at what's happening. And then I want you to put some intentional servitude to it. I want you to say, listen, Dad, when you do this, would you mind doing it bum, bum, bum as well? Because this will cultivate this part of him. This will cultivate his ability to have emotions. You want to have an honorable young man who can date a woman and he can deal with his feelings? Y'all gonna have to model that. This is beyond just, I got some money, chick, chase me. No, that's the movies. You need a powerful man to be growing and birthing from your house into the real world and him to be able to survive and thrive comfortable with who he is, comfortable with who she is too. How do we do that? We intentionally develop nurturing opportunities in our family, in our brand, and all of it becomes a part of their lifestyle. So now they move into their future empowered. They move in with tools that are taking them to the next level. This is beyond just what you offer. I can sell you this pen all day, but when you find out that this pen came from a woman who not only cultivated thousands of young children and watched them go into classrooms where people thought they was cheating on SATs because the children was testing off the score charts, but she raising 4 moguls and she got a 5th one that's grown. When you start hearing all the attributes and the things that come behind it, it gives you history. The pen becomes more valuable. I need you to do that with your mogul. I need you to look at your child and say, listen, you are a vessel that God sent, and my job was to cultivate you. My job was to cultivate the dream in you for your gifts and talents to be far beyond what we can see right now. So I need to be comfortable with the wholeness that you're going to get as you leave my house, because you know they only on lease to you. These ain't your babies for life. They are on lease from heaven. If you don't believe in a heaven and a hell, that's cool. I ain't knocking you. However, the law says that at 18, they're considered an adult. In some areas, that's 16, depending on what the crime is. So if the law of the land can say that your baby is considered an adult and can be tried as such, you need to start preparing them to be able to thrive as such. You need to be comfortable with making sure that they get the wholeness of estrogen and testosterone energy, that their brands are being represented. The whole child is being nurtured in a way that is putting them in position to be confident and comfortable with who they are. All right. If you don't have that positive male model, I told y'all in the beginning, this is a tribute to my daddy. He been gone a long time, but everything he gave to the world is in me. And I know who I am, my funny, my silly. I know what parts I get from my daddy. But guess what he said? I've been selling stuff out the kitchen, y'all, since I was a kid. And my daddy was like, "What? How much that cost, baby? Do it then. You could do this." So entrepreneur, I had no choice. It was something that he allowed me to express myself in and be free. So it's no example. It's like, oh, your kids do that? Oh, okay, for sure. But I allowed them to do it their own way. Halen could care less. She like, "Mama, please, Cocoa Bombs for a minute. Don't be asking me about a logo. I'm not making it." Oh, dang. Okay. So you allow them to be free enough to be themselves, but you want to make sure that you are cultivating. Hey, lady, you're cultivating the whole child. This is far beyond the example that you are doing right now. We are pushing and encouraging and molding the dream in them. Absolutely. But you want to make sure that they don't define themselves as a human being based on the brand they bring to the marketplace. This is let me show you. This in here, this is the brand they bring to the marketplace. Everything that's in them, that's being cultivated, is what they come to the table with. And once you have nurtured it in a way that the world can't tell them nothing, it won't matter if they got a book, a cup, a marker, a pencil, an eraser. If it's water from the ocean, honey, they'll be able to sail and people will follow. You know why? Because they believe in the vessel that it came from. They'll be comfortable and confident in who they are getting on board with. They're going to want to be on the train with your baby. Because they see a whole person excited about living and is giving back because they're comfortable and confident. So another way that you can do this, not only did I say I'm encouraging you for daddies, uncles, grandpas, all safe spaces, whoever it is you trust. If you don't have one directly in the house, and even with the ones you have in the house, y'all, make it intentional. Let them know, listen, right now you're pouring into his ability to handle emotions. When he talks to you by himself and gets them daddy minutes, you're helping him stabilize himself, his emotions, about his worth, the way he views the world, his manlyhood, his growth, everything is going on inside. Why not do the same thing about their brand, about their friendships, about their likes and dislikes? You give your children a safe space to have that like-minded with male energy, with positive men in their lives, so that they get the wholeness of what it looks like to be well-rounded every area, in every single area. Not only will they be flourishing, they will turn around and be able to serve in the same capacity. You know why? Because that whole term, each one teach one, because when I have the access that you've given me, I get excited about not only being able to participate in it, but now I'm excited and I want to teach somebody else like I was taught. I want to show somebody else that, listen, it's okay to be a man and be vulnerable. I know who I am and I'm comfortable with that. This is my company. Your child is vulnerable every time they try to sell something to somebody and somebody say, no, that vulnerability was attacked. So what? That don't take away his manhood or a woman's womanhood. So why are we not cultivating that beyond just ourselves, not just the marketplace? Let's tap in and talk about self, how you identify self, how you pour back into self, how you spend time with self, how you protect self, how you give self to the world, because that's how you get the torch to be passed forward. And then the things that they've done on this time on earth, it moves with the torch of life and they pass it on and they pass it on. Let's not be afraid to put words to what our lessons are that we're teaching our children. I'm building integrity in you. I'm building like-mindedness in you. I'm building empathy in you. I'm cultivating your dreams. And I'm intentionally making sure that you leave my home well-rounded, because I need you not to survive. I need you to thrive. And it's beyond how much we make in our business, because the true business is really your business. It's who you are. So I am encouraging you on this here January 13th of 2021 to praise the men around, daddy's uncle, everything, and let them know how valuable they are in your young mogul's life, and that you encourage them to spend more intentional time, because those children need a safe space to be able to talk, laugh, play, hear their opinion and everything. This is not child's play. We know that. Then we need to mold and cultivate the entire human being. Childhood is practice for adulthood. So who are you cultivating them to become? This was the Dream Cultivator, Miss Spivey, and I thank you for being here with me today. I am here on the second and the fourth Wednesday of every month, darling. So come on in and check out your girl. I'm going to come serve you with a nugget, and if it blesses you, let me know. And if you have any questions, hit me up. All right, y'all. I'll see you in 2 weeks.